What I was trying to do with Smoko was translate my experience of being a young woman growing up and discovering her sexuality in a small town in New South Wales and put that into something that could be, consumed universally.
The beginning of For My Brother was inspired by my childhood with my brother. Basically, we loved Michael Jackson. We were constantly listening to his music, and I remember the day that we found out that he died, and my brother was so sad that he kind of locked himself, in his room. And yeah, it was inspired by that, which is why there's quite a lot of music, and the whole piece is inspired by music.
Working with the cast, I definitely set up early that this was something that they could put their own take into. I think that was out of my want for them to kind of have their own freedom, and also my insecurity that my own writing was not good enough. You really need to be sure of yourself and your choices, and you have to be very confident in the people you place around you.
Stay true to your unique sense of humour. I think that was my biggest thing with making a Mortal Fallacy, was that how my sense of humour would translate into a project. But now that I've done it, I'm it couldn't have been done any other way. I was the person to tell this story, and I think you should just really embrace your own unique sensibilities and unique tastes, and just embrace that, because that's what makes you a filmmaker.
Committed is originally the story that I couldn't tell. Growing up, I was never confident enough to say that I wanted to be creative, and I was living this life that I knew wasn't the life that I was supposed to be living. But I would always tell myself that it was okay to be going through it, because that meant that one day I'd be able to write about it. It just so happens that now I'm at that one day, and I've met all these people who I trusted enough with a project that was so close to me that I never would have made it if I didn't believe that I could.
I didn't want to do something that you could quite understand easily what it was really about, so I took a different approach, and I tried to really make people think of what really it was trying to say, the whole film, yeah.
Yeah, I did want to do something experimental, just because I think sometimes I know that I'm probably not the best at writing dialogue, and I think dialogue can be so awkward between characters if it's not executed. So I wanted something that was so visual, and that it was a visual experience for the audience, and I kind of went down that experimental path. Who knows if it's going to work out, but...
I just thought it was such an original, unique idea, and that really stood out to me. I haven't seen anything like that before. I was a violinist when I was younger, so I really liked the idea of there being a violinist, and just the really real and raw sort of themes in the film, and just the way it was written was really eloquent.
Watching the finished product after animating it for so long is incredibly satisfying. It feels so amazing, because you think, wow, I spent all that much time on it and it's actually alive. And that's part of the reason why I really enjoy doing stop motion, because you put in a lot of effort and patience, and then you just can create all these different wonderful things with it.
After graduation, after the big day. Yeah. Oh, man.
Most of my time's been taken up with work experience with a production company, so they focus mainly on commercials and corporate videos.
I think next I want to see Smoko get out the festival circuit. I want to have a crack at long-form storytelling.
At the moment, I'm interning at Studio 10, just following around the studio coordinator there and just learning a bit about how the television production side works. A lot to learn there, but loving the high-paced environment, and yeah, it's something definitely I could see myself doing.
I'm starting out as a casual lighting assistant at ABC, starting very soon. As well as that, I'm just trying to pick up my own freelance side of things and really push to get more work in freelancing and get my name out there.
It sounds like a simple thing to say to someone who's just coming up, but if you just get into it, get your boots dirty and start working on whatever you can, even if it doesn't feel like it's that important maybe, it's still incredibly helpful just to go out there and do it, and just to experience what it's like to be a creator.